Well, welcome along to Hong Kong Direct. We got a busy show for you this week, plenty of insight and some new names will be joining us here at the Hong Kong Jockey Club. Looking forward to bringing you all the action on today's programme. Here's what's coming up for you. Jye McNeil is the latest name to be added to the riding roster here in Hong Kong. We'll be hearing from the Australian jockey very shortly. And also on today's programme, Jamie Richards will be finding out how Jamie is getting on building his stable here in Hong Kong. So first up on this week's edition of Hong Kong Direct, Jye McNeil is a new name that will be joining the riding ranks here in Hong Kong. He's a four-time Group 1 winner and he is, of course, a winner of Australia's greatest race, the Melbourne Cup. Earlier on this week, I managed to catch up with Jye and have a chat with him about his impending arrival here in Hong Kong.
Homesman moves up to best of days at the 100, best of days and Homesman, best of days and Homesman, Homesman with the music man cheering above. At the 100 to Fane, I'm thunderstruck, stride for stride, I'm thunderstruck, finishes hard, gets a neck in front and won the Turak. It's Twilight Payment, Tiger Moth still trying to get there, Twilight Payment, what a ride, what a win in a cup we'll never forget.
Jye McNeil, many thanks for joining us on Hong Kong Direct. You will be a new name amongst the riders here in Hong Kong. Just take me back to when you first found out, Jye, that you were going to be making your way to Hong Kong. What were your feelings regarding the possible move?
Yeah, first feeling was obviously excitement and honour to be selected and approached to be able to do a stint in Hong Kong. And yeah, my whole family, Jess, my little son Oakley, we couldn't be more proud and excited to be venturing over to Hong Kong for 6 weeks.
And what of the challenge ahead, Jye? Obviously, Hong Kong racing, it's a real cauldron, it's a melting pot, and there's no real hiding place. How much is the challenge exciting you coming to Hong Kong?
Yeah, it's a new challenge, and I believe a new challenge is always exciting. I'm going into Hong Kong racing with I wouldn't say I have a broad knowledge of, but getting to know more and more each day. So I'm approaching it with a very open book and open mind, and I'm a person that does like to challenge myself. So I'm very much looking forward to it.
Are you the type of person, Jye, that sets yourself goals? Have you sort of got a plan in your mind saying, right, I want to try and do this or perhaps achieve that?
Usually, yeah. I set myself a goal last season and had a career best season. And one of those goals was to win the Victoria Metropolitan Premiership, which I was able to do. And I like to set them realistically. I don't want to set the bar too high. And going into Hong Kong, I'm obviously not too sure of what to expect. So I am approaching it open-mindedly and not setting the bar too high. But anything that I can achieve there will be definitely a blessing and a great achievement for me.
And just longer term, Jye, obviously, without getting perhaps too far ahead of ourselves, is Hong Kong perhaps somewhere where you could see yourself maybe establishing, yourself as a brand and a jockey for a few years still to come, if all goes well, which I'm hopeful it will?
Always an interesting question, and I have been receiving that quite a bit lately. I've unfortunately never been to Hong Kong. I've had so many people tell me it's such a beautiful place, so I'm just really unsure how to answer that question at the moment. I want to get over, see how things go, and I would definitely not say or never say never, but yeah, I really would like to get over, see how things go, make sure the family are comfortable, and then take it one step at a time.
Talking of obviously arriving in Hong Kong, Jye, the licence 7th of November to the 22nd of December. When can we hope to see you here in Hong Kong? What's the plan going forward as far as arriving is concerned?
Yeah, I've got a short time to make an impression, Nick, unfortunately, but we are kicking off on the 12th. It'll be at Sha Tin, I believe, and unfortunately missed the midweek meeting at Happy Valley due to suspension here in Australia. So, you'll hopefully see me in the form guide from the 12th onwards.
Well, great to chat with Jye McNeil. In a short time he may have here, but he has ridden nearing 900 winners, 4 Group 1s as well, and he's got a rather glittering CV. Obviously, the standout amongst it is obviously a Melbourne Cup and winning that on Twilight Payment back in 2020. But he's won a whole host of other group races, both 2 and 3. And we look forward to seeing him here in Hong Kong, of course, making his debut in the city. One man that's already debuted here in Hong Kong and has been amongst the winners already is Jamie Richards. And he's been building up his stable throughout the off-season. And he has already trained that elusive first winner. And we can now tune in with Jamie and find out how things are going.
Towards the end of the 2021-22 season, it was announced that Jamie Richards, a 4-time champion trainer in his native New Zealand, would be joining the illustrious training ranks of Hong Kong.
We want to be here for the long term, not just a little while, so we'll be doing everything that we can to make it a success. You know, it's a great honour to be here. In New Zealand, we're a pretty big fish in a small pond there. We trained a lot of horses and had a lot of support from great owners. Sort of felt like it was a good time to challenge ourselves over here.
Jamie arrived in Hong Kong to an empty yard and set about building his stable from scratch in a new country with an unfamiliar language.
It's a very different sort of training environment to what we're used to at home. Obviously the humidity is a lot higher, which is harder on the horses, and the tracks are quite a bit firmer than they are at home.
Jamie Richards 祈求一切馬運亨通。
As is customary in Hong Kong, a good luck ceremony, known as a Bai Sun, is held at each of the stables ahead of the new season.
It's going to be about building relationships with owners and trying to get the right horses in the stable. Pretty ambitious, but don't want to get too far ahead of ourselves either. So not coming here to just make up numbers. We'd like to try and be competitive. Try and win a premiership at some stage, whether that's 5 or 10 years away or whether it's 15 years away, I'm not sure, but certainly want to try and do the best that we can to thank the club for the opportunity of being able to train here. And I like to get here nice and early, when the other boys are arriving and show everybody that I'm here and want to be part of it.
One of the most important tasks for Jamie upon his arrival in the city was assembling the team that will help him in his quest for success. All Hong Kong trainers have assistants who handle the day-to-day running of their yard.
I think Jamie is a nice person to work with. I think for a new trainer, I don't know what standard he wants, and I have to make sure that our staff understand that. So we have to find a balance.
There is a strict hierarchy of workers in a stable, with each team member assigned specific tasks.
For our stable, of course, at the top will be the trainer, Jamie, and then the AT, which is me. And I've got 2 head net right now. I would like to have 3.
Head lads help the assistant ensure the yard runs smoothly and support them with horse care.
And then I got 5 work riders.
Work riders ride track work and exercise the horses.
I think right now I've got 18 mafu and I'm still short because the horses are coming faster than the staff.
Each mafu, or groom, is responsible for the close care of up to 3 horses in the stable.
So you're leaning on Jones a lot at the beginning?
I'll be leaning on him, yeah, 100%. He's well versed in the systems and the procedures, nominations and acceptances and booking jockeys and understanding the vet regulations and farriers and all of those sorts of things. So I think that's going to be a key relationship, and we're hoping that we can continue to build the team up from where we are at the moment.
Well, great to see things starting off really well for Jamie. More from him in the next few weeks here on Hong Kong Direct as we find out how things are progressing at Team Richards. But let's take a look at the diary. Here's what we've got coming up for you. We race at Happy Valley this Sunday. We're also back at Happy Valley, of course, on Wednesday night, so back to the norm there. And it is Sa Sa Ladies Purse Day on the 6th of November. So looking forward to that race as well. More clues, perhaps, for HKIR as we work towards that big meeting in early December. But we've just about come to a close on this week's edition of the show. And with the Sa Sa Ladies Purse upcoming, we'll look back on a classic replay, a win for both Tony Millard and Chad Schofield. Enjoy this. Many thanks for watching, and we look forward to having your company next week here on Hong Kong Direct. Goodbye.
They swing in and Time Warp ups the ante and moved away. A couple in front. Romantic Touch and Doyenne. Horse of Fortune of the middle. Nasser and Rocketeer. Then Consort, Helene Charisma. But Time Warp slipped into another gear. 3 in front. Romantic Touch. Horse of Fortune. Nasser starting to run on strongly. And then Doyenne. But Time Warp's in one race. The rest in another. Nasser's charging home late. Time Warp in front. Nasser with a massive launch. Nasser right over the top of Time Warp to win the ladies' purse.